Welcome back, you antique spatula collectors, to another exciting day of Let's Playing. I am Chezni, your spatula collecting leader. I am so obsessed with spatulas, they call me Count Spatula. Hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna jump right into another day of Let's Playing Aidyn Chronicles. Hope you're prepared. I know I certainly am today for whatever reason. Where did we leave off, my friends? I believe we had just invaded the ruins of Maxon, and we were on our way to obtaining some kind of shiny sword that would put down Lugosh, the deadly wight of the Barrow Downs of Ugarit. You know, I don't rightly know what kind of topographical requirements there are for something to be a barrow. I actually don't even know what a barrow is. In all the fantasy games and, well, basically Tolkien, barrows seem to be some kind of underground cave or tomb, or I'm not really sure. Well, I guess I kind of played Lord of the Rings, what was it called? Lord of the Rings War in the North? You got to go visit the barrows in that game, but heaven knows if that's accurate. And the barrows in that one were kind of these craggy, rocky, I don't know, I think they were graves? It was definitely a burial site. So perhaps a barrow is some kind of hilly burial site, although that's probably not even true either. Who knows? We know that they are barrows, and we know we need to go there. That's probably the only important part of it, right? Oh, we have a wight in this fight, as we look for our sword of light. Now, as we know, a single wight isn't too terrifying, even though they just did put Alaron on ice. That's fine, we'll just focus down the wight, and then this problem should be solved. A pity we can't go in and control the zombies now, but luckily there are no plague zombies present, so it's not that big of a loss. Godric, buddy! Congratulations, you're around longer than Alaron, and you're actually dealing damage to things. Holy crap, man. I don't know when Godric became such a trooper to our party, although at this point he is representing 50% of our party as Rita, our second victim, falls prey to Frozen Doom. That's okay, we should be able to finish this up with Brenna and Godric. Even though Godric is taking quite a beating for an old man, he can go toe-to-toe with a single zombie. Shouldn't be too much of a threat here. With that 30 dex, he is able to actually get his turn to roll around every now and then, although he is still just getting hit here quite a bit. It's the investment on that stamina and endurance that's paying off. Of course, all it would have taken is a single potion, I suppose, but shh, don't you bring this game's crazy unbalanced mechanics into the conversation. Don't you dare. Yeah, look at that. 50 stamina minus 41. Alright. Do we even have... I don't even remember how much EXP our characters have. Some have a lot, others have not very much. There wasn't really anything in Ugarit that was worth holding on to our EXP for. I didn't see any skills that I thought we desperately needed. I was a little annoyed that we couldn't find a wizard trainer for Godric. I'm sure there's one there, maybe I just missed it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do we want? Brenna's pretty much just a perfect character. The only thing I'd change is, and I know they say this every episode, you already know what I'm going to say. The only thing I'd change is give her Fireball at 10. But since we don't have it, I guess we're just... I mean, what helps us here? More HP? What can we even give her to get a combat advantage? And I'm not seeing anything other than HP. HP seems to be the only stat left to give her any kind of combat advantage. We don't really care about mirror, elemental versus any of these. All of these spells are kind of garbage. We don't need the HP, so let's just crank up Immolation. I don't think we'll ever use it, but we have it now. Remove poison, don't make us laugh. Air Shield. Alaron already has Air Shield. And I don't know of too many enemies that we're going to fight that are going to be so threatening that we would need 2 people with air shield just for that added chance of having the first cast, right? Like, we can't control whether Brenna or Alaron takes their turn first. I don't think air shield is that important. We could teach her Dragon Flames, I guess. I mean, but with lightning, there's just no point. Same thing with strength. I mean, Alaron knows strength. We don't really need her to cast it for us. I guess we could give her points in healer, but again, why would you use healer and not just drink a potion? In fact, if you are ever in a situation where you need to use the healer skill in combat, you've probably already lost, because it means your net gain of HP is already so slanted at that point, because potions are just always going to out-heal healing. Yeah. I don't know why I'm belaboring. Maybe if I use a B instead of a G. I don't know why I'm belaboring. Is that even it? Gosh darn it. This is why I shouldn't talk on the internet. I don't know why I'm taking so long to figure this out. It's not that important. I think that's why I'm taking so long. I want to make sure we min-max as powerfully as possible. I should just pick something. Alright. We don't need healer. We don't need any of these. I guess spells. I guess we will literally give her the strength spell. Okay, guys, she's 10 in strength. Now air shield. I know I just had a big conversation about why we didn't need her to have that, but I don't know what else to do. We're getting all this EXP and this is going nowhere. Oh, are you kidding me? How many skeletons can you fit in this hallway? My goodness, that's a lot of... It's like the game is trying to spite us. We ask a question and they're like, oh, the answer is 12. You asked us. We told you. We can fit 12 skeletons in this hallway. It's not even worth aiming fireball at. Don't worry. This is fueling Brenna getting to that crucial level 10 air shield. To say nothing of Rita. Godric, on the other hand, Godric we want EXP to have. Or, we want him to have EXP. English. If only there was a way to funnel everyone else's EXP into him, we would be set. It's just so sad. Even his Dragon Flame spell is not in a usable state at the current point of the game. I mean, I suppose we could spare the current EXP he's getting and give him a usable Dragon Flames. It's probably not going to kill us. I really am just worried about the poor guy getting nuked in the final fight of the game. I want him to stick around, you know? It wouldn't be a victory without Godric. I told you, we lose the game if Godric dies. This is the hill I'm gonna die on. Also, why does this skeleton have such a weird shield? You know, I would sense aura, but there'll probably be another one that spawns in that we can sense aura on. Is it like a funky special skeleton? Yeah, there's one. Skeleton follower resist to smashing cut. No, it just seems like a skeleton. Maybe I never paid attention to their shields. Oh, I guess there's a difference between a skeleton that has a sword and a shield and then just a skeleton that just kind of stands there with nothing. Of course, the giant skeletons are easy enough to distinguish. But how desperate were they to delay the player to the point where they put 2 battles in a hallway? In a hallway that you can walk across in like 5 seconds. I shouldn't complain that much. Skeletons are on the easy end of the late game monsters. I don't know, are they even late game monsters? We probably could have fought skeletons at the beginning of the game and been fine. They do not seem terribly hardy. Yet they give quite a bit of EXP. Of course, that's probably just because we fought so many of them. Yeah, Godric is at 30 and 50. He's probably fine. We'll give the poor guy 30 int and then move into Dragonflame. Okay, so he's level 5. That's something. Rita, meanwhile, will continue to wonder whether any of her spells are good. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so mean to naming magic. It's not that bad. It's pretty bad. Every episode I go back and forth on it. Naming magic is good. Naming magic is bad. I'm telling you, it's all in the brilliance. Alright, let's see what we got here. Lodin's Key. Okay, so we have a reference to Lodin. I believe Lodin was mentioned in the library archives of the Jundar. Something about being the hero of the humans and how his treasure or something had been buried beneath the barrow. A couple of whites. These poor lost souls definitely picked a fight in the wrong neighborhood. Although after sensing aura, we know that they resist physical and magic, right? I believe that's what they said. Somebody, okay, so Sarah, bless your heart, Sarah. I love reading your comments. Sarah said that White Touch, or not White Touch. Oh dear, White Touch. Wraith Touch actually doesn't lower willpower. It lowers a random stat. I have to verify this now. Well, wait, Rita was... Or not Rita. Brenna was Wraith touched here. She was touched by a Wraith, but I don't see any of her stats lowered. What's going on? I think Sarah is right though, because we don't see willpower being lowered here, which originally we thought Wraith touch did. Did they lower our dexterity? I would assume that dexterity -3 is due to our equipment, but I don't actually know. No, none of our equipment lower dexterity. But that one lowers it by 1. But that's it. There's no other explanation of the -2 that I'm seeing. Yeah, okay. I guess Wraith Touch just lowers a random stat. So it makes a lot more sense now why the Wraiths try to do it. Earlier, I know I made a big fuss because I was like, why do they lower willpower? It doesn't do anything. Well, there's your answer. It doesn't lower willpower, it lowers random stuff. Although, I would still argue that casting a spell that lowers Brenna's dex by 2 is probably not a good use of your time. I'm just putting that out there, Whites. Wait, you're not Whites, Wraiths. I'm just putting that out there, Wraiths. Have I been calling them Whites this whole time? Oh, dear. It's fine. I'm a professional. Don't worry about it. Regardless of which stat they're lowering, we're still going to take them out. And not to dinner. Mostly to death. Alright. Very little EXP. Well, comparatively to the skeleton fight. And we found Lodin's Key, and somebody, and I can't remember who. Was it Fierzel or was it Zeratas? Oh, moderately disarmed trap. I know I said that wrong, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Fierzel mentioned, either Fierzel or Zeratas mentioned that we'd need a key and then a door to get into. What is going on? Alright, there's something about a secret. What? Where is that ghost? Okay, that ghost is just there. And he's flying off to space. Over and over. Why is he... Pardon me. Why is he doing that? Why did they animate him like that? Why? What is happening? Alright, I don't actually know what's going on here. What? Is this a king? I'm trying to search for anything we might know about this guy so I can give him a proper voice. Yeah, I don't even know. Captain! Captain! I'm here, sir. I have been sleeping for far too long. Wake! Lugash is upon us! Wake! My lord, it is only I, not your captain. Lugash is here! We must awaken! Come! Help me with my armor! My lord king, those days are long gone. They are asleep, lord. Our final victory is nigh. My armor, and be quick! Very well, my lord. Which armor will thou wear this glorious day? Sense out of you, at last. What should I wear? What best to smite the Jundar invaders? What best to inspire my men on this fine morn? Sir, your traditional armor is more than presentable, and your sword, mighty king, be sure to carry your mighty sword. My captain, I am so tired this morn. Perhaps I should not wield fate. Your sword is fate itself? He looks so kind-eyed in that model that his portrait makes him look like a crazy person. Is there any other who may wield fate for you this morning? I know of no one who can lift the blade, let alone wield it in battle. May I try, lord? You, stripling? Can you lift that blade? Astounding. Yes, boy, you may try if you wish. Thank you, my lord. Wait, did we get the sword already? Alaron was holding a sword. It is a heavy blade. Lord, it is as light as a feather to me. Son, if I am not fated to ride this day, you may wield my blade. My lord, many thanks. Sleep now, and may your rest be peaceful. Ride bravely against Lugash, boy. I will, sire, and I will treasure this blade. I think you're holding it wrong, Alaron. Well, that was really easy. What was this nonsense about having to find a secret door, to find a key, to find another secret door? What? That was way more complicated than what it actually was. And who was that guy? Was that Loden? We didn't get a name. We have a tomb here. I only have questions, my friends. I'm gonna assume that was Loden. And his sword was called Fate? We gotta check this out. Check out this sword of Fate. Sword... Oh, wait, that's not the right one. Loden's sword. Oh, come on! Call it Fate! The sword is called Fate! Alright. Skill, sword, aspect. Solar. Very low minimum strength, although at this point of the game, if you don't have 30 strength on your warriors, you're probably doing something very, very, very wrong. 75 base hit is insane. Very, very high. Damage of 5, also very, very high. I think the only things we've really even seen be higher is 6, and maybe one of the weapons had a 7. With a very big penalty. I can't remember what it was. Strength plus 5, so you're getting more damage with your damage. Warrior plus 3. Hey, that outclasses Warfang. Gives you the spell Whitefire? Dang. And resist necromancy by 50. It's a pity that no one in our party uses swords except for Brenna. So we can't have... Well, actually, wait a minute. Godric uses swords. Guys, technically, Godric uses swords. Should we give Godric the Sword of Fate? I think we should. Can we? It requires 15 strength. Ah, the old timer only has 10. No, we're giving Loden's sword to Godric. We just have to go out and fight the inevitable other random battle that I'm sure we're going to run into, and then, by George, Godric will wield fate in his right hand. I know. I'm getting far too excited about this. Come on! It's the end of Aidyn Chronicles. We've got to have some fun with it. We didn't play 50 squizillion hours to get to this point of the game to not enjoy ourselves, right? Godric wielding fate. Ah! I don't know why you're giving me this sword! Godric, it's fate. It's It's a really good sword, Godric. Well, I don't know what to do with it. I guess I'll swing it around. You think I can change destiny with it? Yes, Godric. Yes. Well, okay. I don't know why you're entrusting it to me, though. Although, I guess those kids outside my door have been giving me trouble. It'd be nice to use it on them. No, Godric, don't use it on the kids. Well, but you said it was fate. I can do what I want with it. It's my sword now. No, Godric, you've lost your sword rights. Give me the sword back. No, it's my sword now. Godric, give us the sword. You never let me have any fun. All right. So after that wonderfully and unasked for impromptu Godric conversation, we will go back and see if we can find Fierzel and see if he mentions anything about the Sword of Fate, otherwise known as Loden's Sword. Yes, the fact that it was called Loden's Sword, I think, cements it. That had to have been Loden. The sort of vague hero of the battle back when King Lear led the humans. That was back when they were all under one roof, and then of course later on, what, Guernia split off from them? Something about a dispute about kings or something, I don't know, quite remember. Regardless, we have Loden's sword. Alaron had no trouble lifting it. I wonder, does Alaron have 15 strength? I don't really know if we've ever put any points into Alaron's strength, which would kind of make it hilarious if he shouldn't be able to equip it. We totally have to check that when his turn rolls around. I think Alaron starts out with at least 15 strength though, so it's probably not. We're not going to find a contradiction, although it would be very funny if we did. We'll just take a gander here. What do we got? 15 strength. I'm pretty sure we haven't put any points into strength. I bet they made the minimum requirement 15 strength on purpose for that reason. I felt like 15 was a little low, especially for a sword that the ghost of Loden seemed to think was supposed to be heavy or something. But yeah, it looks like they made sure that Alaron can always wield it. That means by the time we get to the end of this, Alaron and Godric will just be equally matched if it ever comes to an arm wrestling contest. Thought I was a weak old man, didn't you? Godric, don't get cocky. Oh, well, we went in for the efficient cast of Dragon Flames off the staff of Belcor. But I really should just stop trying to have Rita do that, and it almost never is useful. Plenty of zombies here, but no opportunity to control them, considering that if we did, it would prevent new reinforcements from coming in, slowing down the fight even more, so we will have to dispatch them the old-fashioned way. It's okay, we need the EXP, right? I mean, we'd get them even if we killed them with Control Zombie, but the more the merrier is all I mean. Getting EXP from 10 strength to 15 strength won't be too hard. Even Godric's Dragon Flame is more effective than Rita's staff at this point. Nice to see the old guy actually casting some spells. Meanwhile, Rita just continues to take her anger out on things by smashing them on the head with a staff. But yeah, I guess at this point of the game, you kind of are, well, just sort of in a situation where there's really no reason not to max out everyone's stats. I mean, we could have held off maybe on like willpower or a couple of the other stats. I mean, we certainly haven't given Alaron any strength, but that's just because there's been no need to. Frankly, we could give him 30 strength and it really wouldn't matter. But yeah, it's just kind of at this point of the game where there just isn't a reason not to have maxed core stats, and that removes a lot of the uniqueness of several of the characters. Doesn't feel much like you have distinct characters when everyone has 30s across the board. It's probably why we're having so much fun leveling up Godric. There we go! Fate is in the hands of Godric. What is the world coming to? Oh boy, that's a lot of EXP. Kind of do want to boost his willpower up to 30. Just as a safety precaution. Wait a minute, Godric can't equip it! It's lunar or solar aspect! Oh no! No! Godric can't... Fate can't be in the hands of Godric. I'm sure it won't let us equip it. So sad. Man, I wanted Godric to be the crushing death, white fire soldier, striking fear into the hearts of everyone. Well, I suppose we'll just give Brenna Loden Sword then. And oh, we got wait a minute. Somewhere along the way we got Ferris's Jester Mace. I'm not sure how that happened. Must have been when he left the party. Let's see if we can give... Let's see if we can give Godric the Warfang. I don't remember what the strength requirement is on it. We'll need to take a look and then probably give him a few more points, I'm sure. Late game inventory management becomes a pain. Am I just not seeing it? What's going on here? Hang on. We gave... Oh, there it is. I just passed it. Several times, I'm sure. Yeah, we're gonna have to give him 5 more strength. Alright. I'm sure we can do that. I also don't know how we missed all these pouches in the middle of this ravine. 1 herb. A singular herb. What was it doing in the middle of the desert? Also, can it be really called a ravine if there hasn't been any water in it for some time? Alright, well, we'll fight the sandworm. Come on, sandworm. Godric needs to train. Yeah, check out how everyone holds this sword at such a funky angle. It looks like... I guess it must be the correct way to hold the sword. The sharp end is not the curved end. Also, look at that hilt. Looks like a guy dancing. You know, like with one arm up and one arm down, like... Okay, enough of that. Sandworm time! If you haven't gotten tired of me by now, I'm really, really hoping that you aren't tired of me yet. Or that you won't be. I didn't even really check or compare the stats of Warfang to Fate. I'm not calling it Loden Sword. We're calling it Fate. Is it statistically better? I would assume it has to. Although, you know, in a way it's different, right? Because Fate isn't going to steal people's stamina, whereas Warfang does. Fate admittedly can't cast darkness, but there's no need to ever cast darkness unless for some reason you go out and specifically get all of the lunar aspected characters, and then Alaron can just stand around and twiddle his thumbs in the eternal darkness that your combats will become. I don't know. It seems like a bad thing to do, though, to the game's most powerful ally. Or party member, or however you want to describe Alaron. We probably don't have enough strength. Nope. Or EXP. Don't worry, I'm sure the game will force us to fight something else at some point. I don't think this is the direction that Fearsel is in. I think this is just a path that we didn't take last time, and apparently just leads to a dead end. So, hooray for exploration. You'd think it'd be easier to navigate down here because there's fewer branching, or rather you're on more of kind of a restricted path. But even down here, it's kind of hard to know if you're going in exactly the right direction. It's still quite large, and there's enough branching pathways to get a little lost. I'm a little worried. I feel like we should have ran into Fearsel by now. Not for the first time, I'm still scratching my head at what determines the placement of your characters in combat. Is it literally just the order that they appear on the pictures on the left of the screen there? Is Godric farthest in the back simply because he is our fourth party member? I would have to assume that's the case. I'll admit, did not expect this adventure to be ending with Godric holding Warfang, though. I don't know, though. You might have to get rid of Loden's sword. Might be one of those things where they give you a really good weapon and then, like, you have to sacrifice it in order to get to see your quest to its end or something. In which case, we'll just give him back his enchanted blade. For whatever reason, I kind of like the idea of Godric wielding an enchanted blade. He needs one of the ones that talk to you. That way he can just stand around having conversations with it. But you know how the cliche, right, is that anytime you get a talking sword, it's like always really annoying. Like, I don't know if Terry Pratchett probably isn't like the first person to do that, but I know it's pretty prominent in I think, is it Color of Magic? It's one of the earlier books. And then of course, you know, several other fantasies make that joke as well, giving you a weapon that talks and then making it super frustrating to deal with. But I think the joke would be is that Godric, it would be the other way around. Godric would constantly be talking to it, and it would just keep saying, "Oh my gosh, you know, like, why? Please let me find another owner." And Godric just wouldn't understand, or it would be one of those things where he'd just keep talking and not even register that his weapon is sick to death of him. I'm a little confused. Did we just not fight these monsters along the way, or along the way down here, or are these just new monsters that have spawned in? I was kind of hoping he would walk a little closer to us. I don't really feel like moving the whole party. I guess we'll just have Alaron throw things, assuming I stop skipping his turn. Typically, well, not typically, very much, I never used characters with ranged attacks, ranged physical attacks. I played around with it a little bit, you know, early on. In my wee old, or wee young, however that phrasing works. When I was in my days of youth, I played around a lot with Alaron using a bow, and I could just never make it work. And so, from that point on, I pretty much never had anyone use ranged attacks. But for a guy who doesn't have any points in strength or warrior, he seems to be making it work. Against a non-armored enemy, he seems to deal anywhere between about 20 and 30, like mid-30s, 35 damage. Which is, you know, nice if you just don't care and you're just trying to hit random things. Wait a minute, does that mean that we eternally... Sorry, back on the topic of conversation of if portrait order determines placement in combat, that means if we had recruited Brenna sooner, before Rita, then we could have put Brenna closer to the action quicker. Of course, that would have been more of a penalty early on in the game. I don't think that would have really helped us. But certainly at this point, we just want Brenna to get as close to the enemy as possible, as quickly as possible. Rita... I don't know. Rita probably... at this point, nearly deals as much, if not the same, damage as Brenna, though. With her backstabs. Like, look at that. That was an 89. Yeah, so I guess at this point it really doesn't matter. Because again, their stats dictate that they are basically just the same character. There's not a lot of difference between them. Oh, speaking of which, we should give Rita more thief levels if we can. Oh, that's pretty high. 8. It's going to be a little while until we get that kind of EXP. Oh, and we have not been giving Alaron anything, have we? Why would you... Hold up. Okay, Spirit Shield is protection. Does Air Shield do something else? Where's Air Shield? No, they're both protection. Adds 1 per rank. So Air Shield gives our party 10 protection. What does Spirit Shield do? 1 per rank. You think we could double up on Spirit Shield and Air Shield? They seem to be 2 spells that do the exact same thing. But can you stack them? That's the question. I guess we'll level up stamina. We could give our party an extra 40 HP, actually. By using stamina and then endurance. Or whatever the name... Yeah, endurance. Alright, there's starting to be more of a scenario where it's a good thing that Brenna knows Air Shield and Strength. Because that's a 3rd status effect spell that we now want Alaron to be casting in dire situations. Darkness will never... Why would you even level up Darkness? What would it do for you? It's not like you can fail casting it. Or, I assume you can't fail casting it. Not that we've ever tried. We put all those points into Control Elemental and never ran into another Elemental. Or maybe we did and we just murdered it. I don't know, do we just give the Alaron more stamina for the spellcasting? Sure. Oh, wait. Godric. Yes! He will wield the power of Warfang. How much is a point in Warrior? 4,000? It's probably not worth it. We'll just give him more willpower. I really want him to be on par defensively with the rest of the party. I think that's just a wise decision. No, wait, we're leaving. We don't want to leave the ravine. We need to talk to Fierzel. Okay, Fierzel, I think, was when we encountered him while we were hugging the left side of the canyon. The canyon! It's a canyon, not a ravine. Why have I been calling it a ravine? We're in a desert. It's clearly a canyon. Ah. You give me more honor than I deserve by putting up with me, my friends. Okay, Warfang. 20, 55. Yeah, it's got 20 less to hit than Loden Sword, 1 less damage. Loden Sword. Oh no, no, it's not Loden Sword. Fate. Fate is definitely the superior sword here. But Godric with Warfang is just so memey. And I mean that as in M-E-M-E-Y. I'm not mispronouncing meme. Not one of those people who pronounces it meme. Dank memes. Would you believe I haven't even drank any caffeine in at least now several hours? Looks like this time they're gonna not respawn the monsters in the canyon, which is nice. I'm pretty sure Fearsel was like right over here, right? He was tucked away in a corner. What if the old man is gone? What if we can't learn the naming ceremony? Or the joining ceremony. We have to get joined and then we get named, I think. Maybe it was this corner he was tucked away in. You don't think he randomly wanders around, do you? That would be a nightmare. Yeah, this was where he was, right? I'm almost certain this is where he was standing. Yeah, I think he's just gone. Do we just have to assume that Alaron knows? That Alaron just knows the joining ceremony now? Again, it really didn't go into detail as far as if he actually taught Alaron the joining spell. It's not like Alaron... Does Alaron know a different spell now? And we just didn't realize it? Let's check real quick. No, I'm not seeing anything. We didn't get an item, did we? Probably not. We should probably give him Shamsuk's amulet again. We teach Godric verse Elemental for no reason, but we can do it. Yeah, I don't see anything goofy here. Alright, well. Let's set out again, my friends. Godric with Warfang. Brenna wielding the Hand of Fate. Or, well, not quite. She has fate in her hand. None can stand against us. Is it right or left? I think it's right. So I guess we ended up exploring this desert more than I thought we were going to. It was so big and we just weren't finding anything interesting in it. Or, interesting is not the right word. We found a couple of interesting things. We found the bones of the dragon that insinuated that it had swallowed a spy, but the spy had been carrying so much poison that the dragon died. I mean, I love that. That's great because it doesn't outright tell you that. You just have to put that together. What the zombie? That's a lot of zombie. Where's the fourth one? Oh, he's hiding behind the other. Good grief, that's a lot of zombie. Wait, as much as I want to fireball them, we need to figure out whether you can stack air shield and spirit shield. We'll cast air shield and then we'll swap over to spirit shield. Even though it's level 1, surely Alaron could just at least cast it on himself for that juicy 1 point of protection. Or maybe the game just won't let us because we already have air shield. We'll have to find out. Because if it's not stackable, it's completely pointless that Alaron knows it. Look at that. Just... Oh, man. Does he even know what's in his hand right now? Oh, this thing's pretty big. It's pretty shiny, too. Yet Godric just go point it into the other guy. Just poke the other guys with it. All right, but those fellas over there look pretty pretty sick. I think their legs are falling apart. They're a mess. Didn't their mama ever teach them to take care of themselves? Yeah, Godric, just don't think about it. Just stab them. Apologies. So we were looking for Spirit Shield. All right, let's cast Spirit Shield. Oh my goodness, you can stack them. I would assume. The problem is there's no place to go on the character sheet to check your protection. Although I think you can check it if you look at a piece of armor, it will show you what your current protection is. So maybe we can check it that way. Let's look at a piece of armor on Alaron. Now that won't work. You might have to look at your body armor. Yes, so it shows our total protection at being 18, but there's no modifiers, and I don't know what defense is. I have no clue what defense is. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense, though, because we should be getting plus 10 from Air Shield, at the very least. Yeah, I think it's just tallying up the Chaos Shield and the Chaos Robes, and nothing else. In fact, it's not even factoring in the Mercenary Belt, the Boots of Speed, or the Plate Gauntlets, all of which combined should give us another 4. Oh, but it says defense? We're getting 8 defense from somewhere. I don't know what from. Oh, the shield. And the robes don't give us any defense. Yeah, I really think it's this tally here, this total protection is just not including the tertiary gear, or rather the secondary gear. And it's certainly not including the effects of Air Shield and Spirit Shield. However, if... the question is, can we cast Air Shield on ourselves again? No. Okay. So what I was testing there is, if we could cast Air Shield on ourselves again, I would assume that Spirit Shield was overriding Air Shield. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Assuming that on the back end, under the hood, all the numbers are going exactly where they should be, and nothing fishy is going on, you know, no bugs in the system that actually make protection and defense do nothing, which heaven knows there very well could be that the case. Look at good old Godric with Warfang. Anyway, assuming it's all working as intended, I suppose that means we can give the party plus 20 protection through the use of Spirit Shield and Air Shield. If it's working the way we assume it is. But okay, there you go. Godric and Alaron both doing about the same amount of damage with their respective weapons. They're letting the ladies do the scary numbers, the scary damage. To be fair, I bet Rita hits like a fighter when she's angry, trained or not. Oh well. 8 more zombies to go. We'll just keep whittling them down. Now see, Godric's Dragon Flame is half the level of Alaron's, but it's dealing almost the same amount of damage. Of course, it doesn't have the same range as Alaron's. Oh my gosh. In fact, it's dealing more than Alaron's. Must just be a bad roll. Wow. Wait a minute. No, it's also because it's nighttime. Time has passed. So Alaron's casting at a disadvantage. It probably has a lot more to do with it. Yeah, I guess we'll have to give up casting right now and just focus more on the throwing of sharp pointy things at zombies' heads. In fact, the whole party seems like they're hitting worse now, which makes sense. Except for good old Godric. You would assume zombies are lunar aspect. I feel like they're creatures of the night. Or at least they certainly would be more threatening at night when you couldn't see them coming from a distance. Did we find a thief trainer? I think we did. Because Godric now knows thief and warrior. Is there any character in the game that can't learn thief and warrior? I feel like those are the core stats of what you need to be effective in combat, period. Perhaps if there was a character that couldn't learn warrior, it would be Chezni. I feel like that would be appropriate. Because I feel like Godric really shouldn't be able to learn warrior either. I think, though, that really the bigger problem is you have to let everyone learn warrior. Because otherwise they'll just never hit with their weapons. Like, you have to let Brenna, even though she's the thief archetype, learn warrior. Because if you don't, her whole backstabbing thing just doesn't work. Wow. In spite of the EXP, we still can't really level very much up here. That's fine. Alright, let's get out of this canyon and go back to the barrow. Now that we have fate. Fate. Now that we have fate on our side, we can go stab Lugash in the face with it. Pretty sure that's what the prophecy said. Find ye old Loden sword of fate. So that thou must can stabbeth Lugash in the face. And there was much rejoicing. Wow, did we really clear this desert out? And there's a... For whatever reason, we get the low distance on that wind elemental or dust devil, but there's a lot less monsters here, and I am 100% okay with that. It has Chezni's seal of approval. Although admittedly, there's not a lot of action going on here, and oh, you know, it's like a double-edged sword. You're like, all right, the monsters are gone, and then you're like, monsters are gone. Here I am, just walking. It's the paradox of the RPG gamer. Ah, why are all these random battles here? Oh man, I hope I get into a random battle so my characters can get stronger. It's probably why I'm so bad at playing Baldur's Gate as an actual role-playing game. All I want to do is min-max everything. That's alright. We're just enjoying a nice stroll through the midnight desert to the desert beat. Just looking for the barrows. We found kind of a secret entrance into them, but that was kind of close to the entrance of the desert. It was behind that bush. Yeah, that's descriptive, Chezni. Thanks for that. Yeah, behind the bush. Thank you. Clarified it for everybody. No confusion at all. We'll give the game a save before the inevitable crash happens. And... Yep, looks like we need to go north to get above the U and Ugarit. Oh, Dust Devil. Actually, hang on one second. Okay, back. Had to save a drowning puppy and pull a cat out of a tree. Of course, that's false. Dust Devil, you're in our way. Or are these elementals? No, they're too small. For whatever reason, they decided to make tiny versions of the wind elemental and make them these dust devils, and we almost never run into the wind elementals. Also, have we ever ran into a fire elemental? Or was the elemental that Neeson fought the only one? I feel like they hyped up that one fire demon. And yeah, have we ran into a fire elemental? In actual combat? I don't think we have. What are they casting? Debilitation? I don't even think that's a spell we've been able to find. Godric, just stand there and look pretty. Ugh. Not enough range. Are you kidding me? That devil is trolling us. Get out of here. Get out of here, Dust Devil. You pseudo air elemental, you. Okay, the barrows have to be close, right? I'm not seeing anything. The ground was like a very different color, right? It was kind of stony. Oh wait, I know where we are. I recognize that oasis. Yeah, we're far too much to the east. We need to go to the west. How is that possible? We went north. On the map, we were directly below the U. Oh, whatever. Here's our entrance, at least. Okay, so we need to fight the other 6 whites. We somehow accidentally fought one of them. By raising one of the runes above it? I don't actually know how this works. Wait, what? Now we're getting a cinematic. There's the barrow. Let's get going. Oh, that's it. Yes, we knew that this was the barrow, but thank you. Oh. Well, why did that work this time? I was running around hitting the button on all of these things last time. Huh. Is that... Oh. The coffin lit... Okay. But nothing came out. I guess we have to run over and hit the A button on it. Did we do a voice for the liches? Who dares awaken Nassim? Who challenges the power of the mighty Jundar? It is I, Alaron, tamer of the Jundar... Wait a minute, this is sounding very familiar. Oh, yeah, Beiruz. Beiruz was the white that we fought before this guy. It is I. Alaron's just adding titles to himself. I am the Slayer of Beirut. Anyway, all right. It is I, Alaron, tamer of the Jundar King, solver of riddles, and conqueror of Beirut.
What? What trickery did you use to defeat my comrade?
A little thing called skill. Yeah! Tell me what it is. Tell me, what is so great in this barrow that one of... Can't read today. Tell me, what is so great in this barrow that one as revered as yourself would guard it?
My master, the esteemed Lugash, has tasked me with the honor of guarding the claws of the storm drake, a gift from the dragons. The dragons would not have given a shadowy gift, now would they?
Surely they would not. But I will see for myself when I take them after defeating you. After defeating you! Why? Why would he be so, like, I don't know, just, it seems very cocky of Alaron.
It is true, I have been sleeping for many years, and furthermore that I have become one of the undead, but your insolence awakes me like icy water. Now it is your turn to be put to rest.
I agree with the white here. So are they going to get progressively stronger? Nope. Wielding a chaos sword again, I see. Perhaps back in the day, chaos swords weren't so taboo. Yeah, that was insanely easy. What? Wakens your strength like an icy chill? Sure thing, Mr. 4000 EXP. Alright, we get the Storm Drake Claws. Gives you the ability to cast lightning and 5 strength. I think we're going to give that to Rita. Seems to make the most sense. She needs a better AoE option. Maybe the Stormdrake gloves are actually better than Brecklore. Brecklore! Does that spell anything backwards? Roll Carb. Nope. Anyway, gloves are going to Rita. She'll lose 2 protection. Actually, I think she'll just lose 1. I think the gloves had 1 protection. Yeah. But gain 5 strength. And the ability to cast lightning. Lightning! We gotta find another one of those runes, I bet. Can we just activate them all at once? I kind of don't want to do that, though, because then it'll be harder to tell which tombs we've raised or something. No, I guess it wouldn't. We could just raise them all and then go down, and it would probably be fine. Oh, is that a plague zombie? We're gonna control that plague zombie. Controlled zombies, surprisingly way more useful than I was expecting it to be. Like, way more useful. Okay, so it's not a ton of damage, but hey, the guy is casting. And successfully, might I add. So if Godric's turn rolls around again, we'll check his stats and see if something else got lowered there by the Wraith Touch Affliction. Stabby, stabby. So theoretically, with a 5 strength coming from... No, what am I saying? Loden's sword gives you 5 strength. I was gonna say from the 5 strength from the Stormdrake gloves, maybe Rita would deal more damage now, but no. Yeah, it looks like our int got lowered. Of course, our stamina shows the negative because of the missing HP, but... Int lowered by 4, not very threatening. Frustrating, sure, because if the fight needed to continue, his casting would be slightly nerfed. What's 4 when compared to 30? A little more than 10%? Was it like 13 points? No, nope. We have a rule, it's not to do math. Yikes. 80 damage. So what do you think happens after the fight because the zombies are on your side? Does Alaron just decompose them? Does he send them back to the grave? Or do they just kind of stand around forever now? Allied with Alaron. Okay, so apparently we can't actually activate this. I'm trying to clip the camera through the floor. I want to see if there's anything down there. No? Just the rune. Alright, so supposedly, or rather I suppose, we have to activate these in a specific order. Makes sense because Alaron's lines are probably scripted for each fight. And apparently he's going to keep adding titles to himself after each lich he kills. Are they liches or are they wights? Either or, probably. Alright, we found the next one. Let's just dive back into the barrow. I would assume the tomb would be nearby. Maybe this is it. No, that's an old one. Also an old one. Tombs. Can't find them when you need them. Wait, you know, the lid might have come off of it. We just didn't see it move. So maybe we should... Oh, okay, so the lid only comes off if you get close. That's handy.
Halt in the name of the great Lugash.
Wait, this is Lugash? Whoa, 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 whoa. We weren't supposed to fight you until we got the other ones.
Name yourself. He who by opening my grave has put one foot in his own.
Ooh, that's a good line.
If he could name himself, he wouldn't be here. I'm Godric, and this is my friend, Alaron. And you must be my great-aunt, Gorika. What? Godric, what are you even saying? I will not suffer this insolence. I'm Golnar, and I do not take lightly your insults. Oh, Aunt Gorika, you haven't changed a bit.
Godric, I met your Aunt Gorika at the palace once, and this is not your Aunt Gorika.
Shh, quiet, kid. I'm confusing him. Once he believes he's my aunt.
Godric, the only person you're confusing is us.
Silence! I, Golnar, do not take lightly your insults. Now calm down, Aunt Gorika. You've been sleeping for a long time.
Look, Godric, this isn't some troll. Do you know what you're doing?
Well, look at his face. He's still shaken off the sleep of 1,000 years. If, might help if you call him Aunt Gorika too.
Are you insane? Seems I owe Abraham a dinner in the next inn.
Silence. Golnar, do not take lightly your...
Oh my gosh, is this working?
Tell me, Aunt Gorika, what valuable item do you bring us?
Oh, he really does seem to be sleeping.
Yes, Aunt Gorika, do tell us what you have brought.
Incredible. Looks like Abercon owes me a dinner after all.
Godric, I, Gorika, have brought you the fangs of the fire drink, a gift from the dragons. Come closer, dear Godric. It has been so long.
I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe I have never taken Godric to this point of the game, and now we're getting this beautiful, beautiful cinematic. Godric, I am so sorry that I never took you along the adventure this entire time. I mean, Rita is great, but man, it is No, the party just should have been Godric, Alaron, Rita, Brenna. Oh boy. Anyway, forgive me. I'm getting a little overwhelmed by all this. Sure thing, Aunt Greka. So he's giving us, what is he giving us?
That's it, Godric. A little closer.
It's, so nice to see you. Godric, stop. I don't think he fell for it. Oh, it didn't work. Ah!
Foolish humans! You seem to forget it is I, or you, who have fallen into my trap. Prepare to die. Your irreverent tongue must be punished.
That's so sad. Why didn't that work? Oh dear. This one's wielding some kind of flame sword. Golnar. But wait, Golnar? I thought he was Lugash. Or at least at the beginning he mentioned Lugash. Maybe he just meant he was in the tomb of Ganache. Or Lugash. Golnar, rest in peace, our friend. It was very nice knowing you in the brief time that we met. Fire Drake Fang, another sword. There are too many swords! I also love it, they wait until the very end of the game to actually give you any other interesting sword weapons. They're like, here's Warfang. Here, take Warfang. You can use it for the rest of the game. Also, we're going to give you 2 more better swords at the very end of the game. Now, where the heck is it? Oh my goodness, where is it? Something of flame, right? You would assume it's with all the other swords. Oh, there it is. Fire Drake Fang. Minimum strength 20, 65 to hit 6 damage. Wow. So it's got more damage than Fate. Lets you cast Dragon Flames. Resist fire with 50. Yeah, overall, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up against Warfang. I think it's still probably better than Warfang. It's got 20 more to hit, I think. Because Warfang, let's check Warfang, I think has 45. It also has 2 more damage than Warfang. No, it's only 10 more to hit. I really don't understand why Warfang says spell battery 0. But a warrior of 2... The problem is, I don't know how to quantify the warrior stat. Like, I don't know how much... What do we get out of that +2 warrior? It could very well be that Warfang is still superior. Or maybe almost as good with the added benefit of being able to steal stamina when you hit things. I don't know. We're giving Fire Drake to Godric. Godric, you're moving up in this world very fast. You go from having a sword that we've been using since the beginning of the game to now the legendary Fire Drake. Oh, I bet this one at the top is the last one we need. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, can we give a hand to Golnar? The most entertaining lich we've found so far. Actually, and I think we are going to need to end right there. After such an interesting performance by Golnar. I gotta say, I did not expect any of this. I did not expect Godric to be wielding our best swords and trying to convince a lich that the lich is actually Godric's aunt. Hilarious. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you for watching. If you like what we're doing here, you can drop on over to pleaseinsertcd.com, link below the video, to see just some random stuff that Lepsis and I are doing. Otherwise, thank you so much. Please have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then.